Well, today I want to show you how to cook pizza on a flare fire using firewood and coal. And the problem I'm trying to solve for a lot of you is, what I hear often is, man, we really struggle to get our pizza oven up to temperature. It's just too low and it takes us too long. And I think there's a whole bunch of problems going on. I think quality wood is a problem. It's been so wet for the last couple of years. I can see a lot of people burning really wet wood without even realizing it, and it's hard to get hold of decent wood, and or perhaps people just don't use enough wood because it's so short. And so what I want to do is I want to show you how to use wood, because that's where a lot of the flavor comes from, but also add in some coal just to really create the heat that you need. And so today what I'm doing is I've already done is I've had a big fire going. I've already warmed up the fire. The concrete's all nice and warm, and I've got a little bit of an ember base. And what I'm going to do now is chuck in some coals and chuck a little bit more wood in there, and just get that warmed up, and then drag that in underneath the pizza oven to warm that up. Now, I have two types of coals that I've tried. I'm not advocating for a particular brand. They're all imported. None of the stuff comes from New Zealand. I think one of them is from like Africa, and the other one's from who knows where. So it's all imported. And what you do is, I've been trying to use these little, this is actually like little pieces of coal, cold wood. And this one, these briquettes style. So this is a briquette style. So this is what I'm typically trying to find, is something like this. And so what you can do is just tip those in. And you put a decent amount in there. Don't be afraid to overdo it. And what you'll notice actually that happens is it sucks a little bit of the heat out of the fire, and they're pretty much completely useless until they start to go white, and that's when they've really started to get hot. So yeah, that's going really well at the moment, and as soon as those coals get white, I'm going to drag them in under the pizza oven, add a bit more fire, and just manage my fire a bit, and we'll just watch the heat on the pizza oven climb. Well, today I'm cooking over a grill plate. I find the grill plates are really good because it allows for a lot more heat to come through compared to a hot plate, just because you've got all that extra open space. And of course, you want a pizza stone and you want your crisper. And normally you'd have your pizza stone in right from the start. I'm just going to put it in now before I put the heat underneath it, because if you put it in later, once everything's hot, you can actually just crack these. So yeah, just get that in nice and early, let that warm up as well, and we'll save this for later. So those heat beads are really nice and white now, so I'm going to drag them under the pizza oven. I've had a fire going in there, just to make sure I keep the fire going as well, and that's also helped to generate some heat into those beads. And yeah, I'm making it look complicated, but basically you just want to get some heat beads or some coal in there, get them nice and white, and then drag them into your pizza oven. However you do that is up to you. So that's worked a treat. The temperature gauges come up quite fast. It's sitting at about 250, which is a good safe temperature to cook at. You can get it hotter if you put more in, but then it just gets harder and easier to cook at, to burn stuff. So I'm going to stick it in now. The temperature's still climbing up a little bit, and you just put it in there. These gloves are great for that, or you can use the pizza peel. And with any kind of pizza and any kind of traditional pizza oven, just like ours, the pizza needs to be turned. It'll tend to cook more at the back where the warmth is, and so you put it in there for a little bit, maybe just a minute, check it, spin it around, put it back in, and it should really only take a couple of minutes to cook at about that 250 degrees. So yeah, that's how you cook pizza with wood and coals. As I say, I think I probably made that look a bit tricky, but really you just chuck some wood in, get that going, let it burn down a bit so it's got some real heat in it, chuck in a bunch of coals, or heat beads, drag them in underneath your pizza oven, and then wait for it to come up to temp. And what it does, and you can chuck some more wood in there as well, and what the coals do is they just help bring that temperature up and hold that temperature, which is helpful if your wood is wet or if you've got crappy wood. It just helps achieve what you need to achieve. You really want to be cooking, in my experience, around the 250 degrees mark. You can go hotter. Sometimes even the pizza ovens, you'll notice they'll just buckle a little bit. If you get them super hot, that's fine. They settle back down again afterwards. So yeah, I wanted to do this coming out of winter with sun starting to shine, and yeah, let's just get out and start enjoying our fires again and enjoy some time with the family. And there's no better way to do that than cooking pizza.